Yes, I tell you that the federal government is pushing this insecurity in the entire eastern Nigeria. Yes, the federal government, I'm telling you, but we should be able to look at the genesis, the foundation of insecurity, of all manner of mysterious things that is happening and killings that is taking place in eastern part of the country, especially Imo State has been singled out as a battleground and a flashpoint for government to commit all manner of atrocities, trying to pass the blame on Simon Ekpa, pass the blame on IPOB, pass the blame on ESN, pass the, that is just has always been what they are trying to target, and that's the essence why they are creating insecurity in that place. I'm not ruling out government agencies, government machineries, government infiltration in what is happening in Imo State. These are things that are very strange to the Igbo nation, to the Igbo people. We do not embark on anything like suicide bombing, explosion of bombs, EID. We do not engage ourselves in such things. It is not our culture. It is not in line with who we are. So nobody should be seen to have that thinking that IPOB should be blamed. A certain northern vehicle, full of Hausas and not Fulanis have been destroyed, have been bombed. Who tells you that? The issue is that from there's so many reports from perspective to issues like this, but the bottom line of it is that there was an explosion, massive world explosion in Imo State. Who is behind it? And that's what
Some
I'm
Igbos
telling
are
you.
coming to say that it is IPOB.
Of
A
course,
certain man called Okezie on Twitter says it's IPOB.
IPOB is not known for violence approach to agitation. Anybody that is coming to tell you that it is IPOB, that means the person does not know what he's saying. IPOB claim responsibility if they want to do anything. IPOB is not a mushroom organization. You know what is called IPOB? To be engaged in this non-talent approach, non-talent activities. A small picking something. IPOB does not do that. How can you see such a thing and say it's IPOB that is claiming it? IPOB cannot do that. If IPOB does that, we should be able to see a more powerful coming out to say, okay, this is the position of IPOB on this. Anybody can wake up any morning and say, it is Simon Ekpa, it is IPOB, it is ESN, it's yes. The people who are responsible for this security in the southeast are people like Zopus Adema, Governor Hope Uzodinma, Umahi, the federal government are also involved. All these people who are creative. Also, we should be able to question the activities of Asari Dokubo in in the eastern part of the country. Yes, because these are agents of destabilization. Remember, you see, we cannot forget when he was making threats against the Igbo nation, how he's going to invade. So, of which trademark is that? The type of explosion that took place in Imo State. You want to tell me that the security agencies are not aware? They don't know the trademark of that explosion. They don't know the people who embark in that kind of a thing. They don't. You want to tell me they don't know the people who carry out such activity? Whether it is militant, whether it is Boko Haram, whether it's Fulani herdsmen, whether it's Nigerian military, whether it's Nigerian police. Nobody should count IPOB in this. IPOB is too big for this. Don't you know? When you're talking about IPOB, you're talking of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Hope Uzodinma should be held responsible for insecurity in Imo State. As simple as that. Because he is the governor. He should be able to know. Since they came into the position of authority, the eastern part of the country, since APC is struggling to squeeze life out of eastern Nigeria, since they came into power, we've not known peace. Look at it. In Sokoto today, bandits have taken over the entire Sokoto state. Zamfara. Even the one they said is the largest military base in Nigeria, in Niger State, they said it's not. That's why the way they told us that Labaja is not dead, but we're seeing it now. We must be careful because IPOB is a very sensitive, organization, organized, prudent, commands and control. They are not people that anybody can come, and begin to attack some certain things with has to do with this kind of activities. It's quite regrettable. But I can tell you, in form of protest or whatever means, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu continuous detention is causing serious security challenges in the entire eastern Nigeria. And now that it is time for the Igbos to come down and celebrate in their respective travel and celebrate, this thing should be checked and stopped. I believe that the people who are propagating this kind of agenda, using explosive, bros, they are enemies of Igbos. They are not Igbos, are not killers.
Some of these killings, someone has taken responsibility.
Yes, the ones he has taken responsibility, let it be outlined that he is the one that's in charge. Has he come out to tell you that he is in charge? How can you be exploding IED in a place, that has a civilian, residence? It's not correct. If you are Simon Ekpa, we have military formations and police. If this thing, those should be the target, not people who you want to protect. So I stand to say that Simon Ekpa, cannot put himself down to that extent of trying to kill their fellow Igbo people.
But the Northerners are getting a different message.
Because that's the message the federal government wanted to get. That's the theory. That's the conspiracy. But thank God that this is not the era of where the Punch alone will publish, or this day, or the Nation or the Sun alone will publish. No, we have different perspectives now to breaking and reporting of events in Nigeria. Nobody should listen to paid Nigerian media houses to direct. That's what they did. And they came out and said that it is Igbo Q. It can never happen again. They are breaking the jinx. So, if you different things from different angle, people look at it and be able to know the one that is real and the one that is not real.
Does IPOB have the media power to achieve Biafra?
The network, not even if you talk about the media power in 88 countries of the world, 83 countries of the world, where the IPOB have massive presence, it tells you a lot of story. Has been recommended, has been said, has been discussed as one of the largest and the biggest, freedom fighting movement in the world. IPOB has it as a criteria. So how do they achieve it? If there's no media massive, campaign in that regard, how did Mazin Nnamdi Kanu achieve that? They have what it takes. The Igbos, as I'm talking to you, network 83 countries of the world. 83 countries of the world. Do you know what it means? It's not going to the villages, or going inside the ghetto in those places, or going to suburbs. They are there, eyeball to eyeball, with the indigenous people and the government. People don't do hidden something, hidden agenda. No, they don't partake in that. It's only Nigeria that can do hidden agenda. We confront things the way they are. Imagine a situation, somebody said B2B is another version of Donald Trump. Few months after, a few days, they come out and say, congratulations, Trump, he won. That's the type of country we find ourselves. Igbo man does not take that kind of part. That's the truth. They are real and they understand who they are and they understand what they intend to achieve and they put for it. But one thing that is very clear at this point in time is that whatever form of insecurity that is taking place in Imo State or eastern part of the country, the system that breed it, the government that breed it, knows about it. And if they want to stop it, they can stop it. Imagine a situation where somebody came out and announced, say, the entire Sokoto, that is 26 communities in Sokoto State, they are under my control now. Even with the governor of that state, president. Bro, you do not need anybody to start telling you A is A, B is B. You need to start preparing for what is to come, because it must surely come. When they were telling them about what is going to happen in America few years ago, the return of Donald Trump back to the White House, nobody believed. Two powerful nations in the world returned their leaders. One is Benjamin Netanyahu, and one is, we're seeing it happening in America. Two powerful leaders returned. So we are going to experience freedom. We are going to experience peace. We are going to experience tranquility. We are going to see international and world politics change to something good for humanity. That is the way it is, and that's what the victory of Donald Trump is going to bring to Africa and the world.
Let's talk about Bianca Ojukwu. There are comments that she should be declared a persona non grata in the Southeast because she is not working in interest of the Igbos.
Nobody is going to do that because
there are calls for that.
There's calls for that. Who is the one calling? Is it Abga that is calling? Is it the Newi people that is calling? Is it the IPOB that is calling? Is it Masob that is calling? Who is calling? Alibo, Ohaneze Ndibo, who is the competent organization that is calling that Bianca should be declared non-persona grata? For what? For me, I think to an extent, Tinubu knows why he appointed Bianca in that position. Very well. And I have explained it. We should allow Bianca to, get involved into the system until restoration comes. We should not be on the sideline. There is more to what is going on in Asuro concerning the Igbo nation than what we see from the outside. And by the time we get in, we'll be able to know. So anybody that is declaring Bianca is not just a walking stick. She's not a pushover. She's a tested and trusted technocrat, a diplomat of international repute. Bianca cannot get scandal. Bro, what are you telling me? Bianca has been consistent on his perspective when it comes to what he knows how to do, and when it comes to what to do with Nigerian factor. She's facing Nigerian factor, and she on the other side, she knows what to do on the other side. Because the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is playing a very deep, smart game. It's suspected that Donald Trump might likely, pick it, and he needed to get his foreign, team intact. Because the man that is there, I might not want to look at the other faces. He might consider the other faces, and that angle, I think he want to listen to Bianca, and Bianca knows what to tell Trump at any point in time. Considering
does she still represent the interest of Igbos?
200%, yes, yeah, broadly. Let me tell you, I can remember that Dr. Skula said appearance is not reality. The way you look at things is not when you go deep. So you cannot judge somebody by his body language. You can only judge somebody by integrity. And what is the integrity of Bianca? The Igbos have never for one day doubted the integrity, whether off or in, of Bianca. Go and check the record.
Up until now?
Till tomorrow. I'm telling you, the growing sentiment you are seeing today has nothing to do with the realization and restoration of Biafra as a nation. It has nothing to do. Because when it comes, including all the governors and all the senators within the Biafra 40 territories, will relinquish their position to whatever they call themselves, and be able to face the reality on ground. Some of them might decide to leave, because they will not believe what is to come that has come. They will not believe. that what is to come has come. So some will decide, some will seek for solidarity, some will seek for synergy, some will seek different things. So you can't tell me that they will remain where they are when the thing has not come. Bros, people who are pioneering this agitation is more than what you are seeing in Nigerian government today. So these ones are just, the big boys are there, and they are coming.
A house that is divided cannot stand.
Uh,
Is IPOB united as a family?
RPOB has never been divided, but what we have is that it's the
It
umbrella.
has never been divided.
It has never been. It is the umbrella body of over 150 organizations. So you must take that. You must understand
Where does
that.
Samonepa come in?
Yes, let me tell you, whatever you look at it, the likes of Simon Ekpa comes under the same umbrella. What is his umbrella? He started with autopilot. He's no longer doing autopilot. He moved to Biafran government in exile. Remember, I was put on the table when I said I don't believe in autopilot. I believe that he should pursue diplomatic solidarity with other countries of the world in support of Biafra. Is it not what he's doing now? Is he not paying him? No, I'm asking you now, is he not paying him? Has he not put his status on a certain position of envy and admiration? Because he was able to come and put his house in order and establish, the government in exile, which is very important. And already, they are already functioning in their respective assignments, bringing solidarity, bringing attention, engaging in bilaterals, engaging the international community into diplomatic conferences and agreements. Are you not seeing the result now? That is what we should do more. Address the issue. There's no vacuum anywhere. I can tell you that. Bro, anybody that tells you a vacuum, when I look at all those things, I studied Nelson Mandela, long walk to freedom. Yeah, when I read that book, I discovered that even when the arms wing of ANC was saying, no, this is a right guy, no, they were still working towards
African National Congress.
yes. Steve Biko, Desmond Tutu.
Reverend Desmond Tutu.
Yes, they headed the arms wing of the ANC. Even when the minority were killing the majority, Nelson Mandela said, no, peaceful agitation, whatever it is, non-violent approach. But the South Africans were dying. Until Steve Biko said, no, enough is enough. And he introduced the arms wing of the ANC. And that was how the armed struggle started. So we must understand that very well. And we must understand the position of things the way they are. But let me tell you, the atmosphere is building up. The surprise has come. Of course, those who are sitting on the fence now will likely take position. You know what I mean in Nigeria? There are people who are sitting on the fence when it comes to issues, real issues. They will continue to take position because the reality is staring everybody on the face. Nobody knows what is to come. Nobody knows what is going to happen. Nobody knows the angle and how Biafran restoration is going to take shape now. As I'm talking to you, it is the only nation in the global world that is on the table of the international community and the world leaders. Nation currently now in the table of the international community and world leaders to look into Biafran issue. I can tell you the number of nations Biafran charter has been served. You can see the one you reported some time ago that took place at the AU and United Nations, where they were trying to hide some documents and then about they are pushing it. So it's an open thing, and it's something that will shock the world. Anybody that want to join Biafra at this point of time will extend the referendum. Even if it's Yorubas that want to join, no problem. We can extend the referendum to them, but we've been charged of our security.